From whom and for what reason the city of Rome, a name so great in glory and famous in the mouths of all men, was so first called, authors do not agree. Some make Romulus, given the name of the city, yet differ concerning his birth and family. For some say he was son to Aeneas and Dexithia, daughter of Phorbas, and was, with his brother Remus in their infancy, carried into Italy, and being on the river when the waters came down in a flood, all the vessels were cast away, except only that where the young children were, which were being gently landed on a level bank of the river. They were both unexpectedly saved, and from them the place was called Rome. But the story which is most believed and has the greatest number of vouchers was first published in its chief particulars amongst the Greeks by Diocles of Preparatus, and from Fabius, Pictor, and follows in most points. Here again, there are variations, but in general outline it runs this: the kings of Alba reigned in lineal descent from Aeneas, and the succession devolved at length upon two brothers, Numitor and Amulius. Amulius purposed to divide things in two equal shares, and set as equivalent the kingdom and the treasure of the gold that were brought from Troy. Numitor chose the kingdom, but Amulius, having the money and being able to do more than Numitor, took his kingdom from him with great ease, and fearing lest his daughter might have children, made her a Vestal, bound in that condition forever to live a single and maiden life. This lady some call Ilia, others Rhea, and others Silvia. However, not long after, she was, contrary to the established laws of the Vestals, discovered to be with child, and should have suffered the most cruel punishment, had not Antho, the king's daughter, mediated with her father for her. Nevertheless, she was confined and debarred of all company, that she might not be delivered without the king's knowledge. In time she brought forth two boys, of more than human size and beauty, whom Amulius, becoming yet more alarmed, commanded a servant to take and cast away. This man some call Faustulus, others say Faustulus, was the man that brought them up. He put the children, however, in a small trough, and went towards the river with a design to cast them in. But seeing that the waters were much swollen, and coming violently down, was afraid to go nearer, and dropping the children near the bank, he went away. The river overflowed. The flood at least bore up to the trough, and gently wafting it, landed them on a smooth piece of ground. While the infants lay there, history tells us a she-wolf nursed them, and a woodpecker constantly fed and watched them. These creatures are esteemed holy to the god Mars. The woodpecker the Latins still especially worship and honor, which things, as many as any, gave credit to what the mother of the children said, that their father was the god Mars, though some say that it was a mistake put upon her from Amulius, who himself had come to her dressed up in armor. Others think that the first rise of this fable came from the children's nurse, through the ambiguity of her name. For those Latins not only called wolves lupoe, but also women of loose life, and such as was the wife of Faustulus, who nursed these children, Acca Laurentia by name. Meanwhile, Faustulus, Amulius' swineherd, brought up the children without any man's knowledge, or, as they say, to wish to keep closer to probabilities with the knowledge and secret assistance of Numitor. For it is said they went to school at Gabii, and were well instructed in letters and other accomplishments befitting their birth. And they were called Romulus and Remus, from Ruma the dug, as we had before, because they were found suckling on the wolf. In their very infancy, the size and beauty of their bodies intimidated their natural superiority. And when they grew up, they both proved brave and manly, attempting all enterprises that seemed hazardous, and showing to them a courage altogether undaunted. But Romulus seemed rather to act by counsel, and to show the sagacity of the statesman, and in all his dealings with their neighbors, whether relating to feeding or flocks or hunting, gave the idea of being born rather to rule than to obey. Not long after the first foundation of the city, they opened a sanctuary of refugees for all fugitives, which they called the temple of the god Asilaus, where they received and protected all, delivering none back, neither the servant to his master, the debtor to his creditor, nor the murderer into the hands of the magistrate, saying it was a privileged place, and they could maintain it by an order of the holy oracle. Insomuch that the city grew presently very populous, for they say it consisted at first of no more than 1,000 houses, but of that hereafter. Their minds being full bent upon building, there arose presently a difference about the place. Romulus chose what was called Roma Quadrata, or the square Rome, and would have the city there. Remus laid out a piece of ground on the Aventine Mount, well fortified by nature, which was from him called Ramonium, and now Rignarium, Concluding at last to decide the contest by a divination from a flight of birds, and placing themselves apart some distance, Remus, they say, saw 6 vultures, and Romulus double that number. Others say Remus did truly see his number, and that Romulus feigned his. But when Remus came to him, that then he did indeed see 12. Hence it is that the Romans and their divinations from birds chiefly regard the vulture, though Herodotus Ponticus relates that Hercules was always very joyful when a vulture appeared to him upon any action. For it is a creature, the least hurtful of any, pernicious neither to corn, fruit tree, nor cattle. It preys only upon carrion, and never kills or hurts any living things. And as for birds, it touches not them, though they are dead, as being of its own species, whereas eagles, owls, and hawks mangle and kill their own fellow creatures. Yet, as Aeschylus says, what bird is clean that preys on fellow bird? Besides, all other birds are, so to say, never out of our eyes. They let themselves be seen of us continually. But a vulture is as a very rare sight, and you can seldom meet with a man that has seen their young. Their rarity and infrequency has raised a strange opinion in some, that they come to us from some other world, as soothsayers ascribe a divine origination to all things not produced either of nature or of themselves. When Remus knew the cheat, he was much displeased, and as Romulus was casting up a ditch, there he designed the foundation of the city wall. He turned some pieces of the work to ridicule, and it obstructed others. At least as he was in contempt leaping over it, some say Romulus struck him, others Celer, one of his companions. He fell, however, and in the scuffle Faustulus also was slain. And Plastinius, who was being Faustulus' brother, story tells us, helped to bring up Romulus. Celer, among this, fled instantly into Tuscany, and from him the Romans call all men that are swift of feet Celeris. And because Quintus Metellus, at his father's funeral in a few days' time, gave the people a show of gladiators admiring his expedition and getting it ready, they gave him the name Celer. Romulus, having buried his brother Remus, together with his 2 foster fathers on the Mount Romania, set to building his city, and sent other men to Tuscany who directed him by sacred usages and written rules and the ceremonies to be observed as in a religious rite.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Covenants and Kingdoms. I am your co-host, Brad, along with...
Hi, I'm Nathan. Nice to see you today.
That's right. If you've made it this far into the show, we thank you. You're a true fan. So if it's your first time, well, you missed a lot. So, but welcome anyway. Before we get started, as always, we're brought to you by Baba Java Coffee, specialty coffee roaster in the Birmingham area. We also have 3 cafes in the area as well. Hoover, 2 in Hoover, 1 on Highway 31, 1 down Highway 119 near 280, and in Homewood. So if you're looking for good coffee, we got places you can get it. You can also go online, babajavacoffee.com, and put in your code Covenants at checkout, and you will get 10% off your order. And if you order how many pounds, Nathan?
If you order 100 pounds or more, Brad will fly in a helicopter and deliver it to your house personally.
Did
you see what's
find a helicopter?
The Mission Impossible? What was it? It was the
first,
next to last one.
Yeah,
the next to last one.
The first half of the end. Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
He's chasing Superman, Henry Cavill,
basically
in a helicopter.
Yeah, that's right.
And he jumps on this helicopter has a rope with a payload at the bottom. Uh-huh. He has to climb up in 15 minutes, mind you, before these 2 nuclear bombs go off.
Yeah.
He has to climb up a rope, get in a helicopter, overcome the guys in the helicopter while still flying the helicopter. Get this key from Henry Cavill's characters. I can't remember his character's name. But
I can't either, but I know you're talking about.
He has to get a key that he has to disengage, so that they can disarm the nuclear bombs and save the world. He's hanging on a helicopter rope.
Yeah.
Brad will hang on a helicopter rope and with a payload of 100 pounds of coffee just like that and deliver it to your house. That's my point. Just like Tom Cruise. Ethan.
Cut that rope with a knife and it'll drop and I'll still be hanging there.
Yep.
Waving.
That's what will happen if you order enough coffee.
Yeah, we gotta find a we don't have a helicopter, so we can't do it.
I got a guy.
You got a guy? You got a copter guy?
I got a guy.
All right. Well, there's really no good segue from that. So, sibling rivalry seems to be the theme of the day, Nathan, based on the story.
Cain and Abel, Romulus and Remus. So, and we get to the point where there are two other twins, just like Romulus and Remus, that are born.
Yeah.
Not of the god Mars.
Nope.
But of Yitzhak and
Rebecca. You mean?
Thank you. not of god, the god Mars and the Vestal Virgin, but of Yitzhak and Rebecca.
Isaac and Rebecca, yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it.
So we're going to start in Genesis 25 with the birth of Esau and Jacob.
These are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham fathered Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel the Aramean, of Paddan Aram, the sister of Laban the Aramean, to be his wife. And Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord granted his prayer, and Rebekah his wife conceived. The children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it is thus, why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said to her, "2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other, the older shall serve the younger." When her days to give birth were completed, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out red, all his body like a hairy cloak, so they called his name Esau. Afterward, his brother came out with his hand holding Esau's heel, so his name was called Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. When the boys grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, while Jacob was a quiet man dwelling in tents. Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his game, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Once, when Jacob was cooking stew, Esau came in from the field, and he was exhausted. And Esau said to Jacob, "Let me eat some of that red stew, for I am exhausted." Therefore his name was called Edom. Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright now." Esau said, "I'm about to die. Of what use is a birthright to me?" Jacob said, "Swear to me now." So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank, and rose and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Esau and Jacob were born. Esau is the oldest. He came out first, right? First, before we get to that point, Rebecca couldn't have any kids. So we see this theme over and over again.
Similar to her mother-in-law.
So she couldn't have kids. So what happened? Isaac, verse 21, Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord granted his prayer, and Rivkah, his wife, conceived. The children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it is thus, why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said to her, "2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other. The older shall serve the younger." Okay, so the Lord gave her a prophecy. Okay, this is a theme over and over again that we see, and we got to remember this. Okay, when revelatory, inspirational theologies come to us, who gives those things to us?
The Lord.
Is it some random angel that comes and tells us?
No.
Okay. Angels deliver messages sometimes in the Bible. We'll see that many times. Sometimes it's a messenger angel, okay, a malach. Sometimes it's the angel of the Lord, who we have shown that a lot of people think that is actually Yahweh in a manifestation, right? So, but when we have theological revelations delivered to us, it's delivered from the Lord in the Bible. Okay? It's not some random angel. Okay?
Right.
Again, angels deliver messages. That happens a lot. But they don't deliver theological revelations.
Yeah.
Okay? So, anyway, the Lord said to her, Yahweh himself said to her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from with you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other. The older shall serve the younger. That stayed with Rebekah. It didn't say Isaac knew anything about this, right? So we'll see that later in the story, how that plays out. Again, the relationship between men and women were a lot different back then. They just were. I mean, they just were.
Yeah.
If the Lord would have came and told me this, I would have went straight to Wendy and told her, hey, or if he would have told her that, she would have come straight to me and told me.
Exactly.
But it's not how it was back then necessarily. So it's just different.
Yep.
So we got to think about these things. Okay. So she gave birth to twins. The first came out all red, all his body like a hairy cloak, and we'll see that I'll go over and over again. Edom. Okay. His second name. Jacob has a second name later that was given to him. Esau has a second name, Edom.
Yep.
Okay, he founded the Edomites, right? That's what the prophecy was about that the Lord revealed to her. So red, all his body was like a hairy cloak. Have you ever seen a baby come out that's all hairy, all hairy, like a grown Eastern European guy?
Yeah, never.
I haven't.
That would have been wild to see.
I've never seen that before.
Not only that, just covered in red hair.
Red hair, not just hair. I mean, he's a grown man, hair on his back, hair on his arms, hair neck, and all the things, but red hair.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before on a baby. So that would be interesting to see. So he's a very unique individual from birth.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got very unique characteristics, and he grows up like that also. Okay. So Esau. Afterward, his brother came out with his hand holding Esau's heel. So his name was Yaakov, Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. All right. So remember, they got married. He was 40. He was 40 so he was not married at all until he was 40. So 20 years has passed since they've been married, and they haven't been able to have children yet. Okay. That's why the prayer happens, right? Because in order for God to fulfill his promise from Abraham and the promise he gave to Isaac, then they have to have kids.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you're not going to have descendants as numerous as the stars of the sky if you don't have one.
Yeah, right.
Right? So there, he's a little worried. So they came to the Lord, inquired. He blessed them with these two. Okay. He was 60 years old. When they grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter and a man of the field, while Jacob was a quiet man, dwelling in tents. Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his game, but Rivkah loved Jacob. All right. So your dad, you have 2 sons.
Yep.
One of them's good, loves sports, loves outdoors. You can go and play and have fun with them. And the other guy likes to hang out with the women in the tents. Which one are you going to be drawn towards more, spend more time with, probably?
Well, the first one.
Most men, that's a normal thing. Okay. And especially back then. They could have favorites back then.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, the firstborn usually was the one that they preferred anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Because he was going to be the after the father dies, he's the head of the household. He's the one that inherits half of the estate. Even if you have a lot of children, the firstborn son inherits half of the estate. So that was the law. Isaac loved Esau and Rebekah loved Jacob. That's how it was. So part of the reason Rebekah loved Jacob was because of the prophecy. Because she said the Lord said the younger will rule the older, right? And this again is a theme that we see over and over again in the Bible. All right. So not necessarily the one that man or society would have chosen. It's the one the Lord chooses because of the heart, right?
Of course.
Because of other things happening. All right. So Jacob, he comes out holding his heel. That's what his name means. Okay. Yaakov. So in Hebrew, heel, akev. It's a ayin, akev. Okay. Akev. So this is a verbal, just like a lot of names, like my name is Nathan, Natan. Okay. He gave. That's what Nathan means. He gave in the verbal form, right? But in the name, gift or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing with Yaakov. It's a verbal form. Yaakov, he healed. He held his heel. Okay. So it's basically saying he held his heel as he came out. That's kind of what the name means.
Gotcha.
So we've made that into supplanter or deceiver or trickster or something like that. And he was.
Yeah.
He had some of those characteristics throughout his life. So the guy, the boy that would become Israel was kind of he was trying to supplant his older brother from birth by holding his heel. Okay. So that's what his name means, Yaakov.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Then we get to the story in verse 29. It goes, I mean, we skip their whole childhood. Basically, the childhood is in that one verse, verse 28, verse 27, 28, those two verses. Esau grew up hunting and being outdoors, and he was all red and hairy. And Jacob was smooth and in the smooth skin, not hairy, and in the tents with his mom. Okay, he was mama's boy. All right, as we would say.
That's what we would say, yes.
I don't think they say that. Do they say that anymore? Do they say stuff
I haven't
like that
heard
anymore?
that said in a while, actually. So, it probably has become offensive in some way.
Oh, well, I'm not trying to offend, but that's what we used to, that's what we
yeah,
used to
you're
say.
right. That is what we used to say.
Which is fine. It wasn't necessarily negative connotation. And in some ways it was, but in some ways it wasn't. Okay. We should love our moms.
That is true.
Once, verse 29, when Jacob was cooking stew, so he was in the tents, he cooked and stuff like that, Esau came in from the field and was exhausted. As a guy that comes in from the field hunting would be.
Yeah.
He's been working hard. Verse 30, and Esau said to Jacob, let me eat some of that red stew, for I'm exhausted. He likes there's a red theme with Esau, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay? Red hair, red stew, he likes it. Therefore, his name was called Edom. All right? So red. Edom. Jacob said, sell me your birthright now. Dude is a business guy. Straight business. He knows what he wants, and he goes for it straight away. There ain't no trick. I mean, there's no trick in here. He sees an opening, and he goes for it.
Yep.
Esau said, I'm about to die. Drama much? Of what use is a birthright to me? So the outdoor guy, the manly man that's out hunting, is the drama queen.
Yep.
All right.
He's like, oh,
I'm about to die. Okay. But again, it shows what his birthright means to him. Okay, and that's the key point, and that's what we'll see as we go through scriptures. It's not worth it to him.
Yeah.
Okay. So those things that are important in the big scheme, in the grand scheme, he goes for the temporal things instead of the big things.
Yeah.
Okay. The things that are really important. All right. Jacob said, swear to me now. So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank and rose and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Okay. So we're not going to, when we get to some of the other passages later, we'll go more into some of these scriptures and refer back to this, but we're not going to go into them right now. Okay. But there's a reason why why the Lord said, Jacob I love, Esau I hated. Okay. It was, again, from before he was born, the Lord knew their hearts. Okay. We don't understand things like this. Okay. We don't understand how there can be this foreknowledge of someone without seeing their character and characteristics. But the Lord is sovereign. He has these abilities to know what's going to happen, which we don't. Okay. So he knows what people's hearts are even before they're born.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing.
It's just crazy. Okay. So we'll get into that more later. There's a lot about that, and we'll get into that more later. I didn't want to focus on that today. So we'll talk about that later, and we'll refer back to this passage. So then later in Genesis 26, this is Isaac. Okay. So Isaac. So we don't know exactly when this is during the time frame, but it happens after. So chronologically, we're just assuming it happened after this. Okay, so he's
After the birthright.
after the birth,
Yeah.
after the boys are, or at least boys, they're born.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is when the Abimelech story happens. We're not going to get into that, but the Lord appeared. Well, we'll read it, verse 23 in chapter 26. From there, he, Isaac, went up to Beersheba, and the Lord appeared to him the same night and said, I am the God of Abraham, your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and will bless you and multiply your offspring for my servant Abraham's sake. So he, Isaac, built an altar there and called upon the name of the Lord and pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants dug a well. Okay, so a few things to talk about. From there he went up to, in our English translations, this is one of my pet peeves. Y'all know this. You'll hear it 1,000 times or more. Beersheba. Okay? English translations drive me bananas. When we can do it the right way, why don't we just translate it the right way?
Yeah.
It's not Beersheba. It's Beersheva.
Yeah.
Okay? When you have a bet, and there's this thing called a dagesh, a grammatical marker, and it emphasizes it. It makes it emphasized, and if it has the depending on the grammatical context, if it has the dagesh, it's a b sound, like it would be in, like bear, it's a bait.
Yeah.
Okay, it has dagesh, so it's bear. If it doesn't, like in certain grammatical from the syllables where it is in the word, it'll be a v, like a English v.
Yeah.
Soft B, English V. Beersheva, not B. So why don't we know that? So why don't we just call it Beersheva?
It's probably tradition. I don't know if it was Wycliffe or Tyndale or the King James.
Yeah, somebody a long time ago called it Beersheba. Beersheba.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you don't say the Be'er because it's a aleph and we don't have an aleph, and that's harder. But you don't have to say Beersheva.
But somebody did it wrong, and it's just...
And tradition just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Off my soapbox. Verse 24. And the Lord appeared
to him. How many times have we said that?
If the Lord appears, we die, right? We can't see him and live.
Right.
So he manifests himself in a way, again, over and over and over again. I'll say this every time we see this. The Lord manifests himself in a way. He loves us so much that he wants to have a relationship with his people. And so he does it over and over again. And we see it over and over again. Yeah. So he's visibly appearing to Isaac here.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like he did with Abraham. We saw it so many times with Abraham. He's doing the same thing with Isaac. And we'll see it with Jacob too. All right. It's actually a little bit stronger with Jacob. We'll talk about that. So he appears and he says, I am. Okay. Again, we don't want to read too much into it every time, but his covenant name is Yahweh. I was, I am, I will be. So anytime we see I am, and it's strong, it's so strong, I am, I exist as the God of Abraham, your father. Is Abraham, again, Jesus made this point, is Abraham alive or dead right now at this point?
He's dead.
He's already died.
Yeah.
I am the God of Abraham.
In present tense. Yeah.
Just Jesus made that point.
Yeah, he did.
Later. Okay. Yeah. He's not the God of the dead, but of the living. Okay. I am the God of Abraham, your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and I will bless you, multiply your offspring for my servant Abraham's sake. So he built an altar there, and he called upon the name of the Lord. Name theology. We will always talk about this every time. Name theology. He called upon the name of the Lord, and he pitched his tent there. And there Isaac's servants dug a well. Beersheba. Okay?
What does Sheva mean?
It's seven.
Sheva. That makes sense. That makes sense.
But it's like covenant.
Yeah.
Okay, so, seven is a special number.
Yeah, it is.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we'll see it in Jacob's life over and over and over again. Gotcha. 7 weeks, seven. So it means the well of the covenant or the well of seven. Okay.
That's cool.
All right. And when they dig well, so when you're a nomadic person, you have a whole lot of tents and animals and people, and you're moving stuff like a Bedouin constantly, like a giant tribe, Bedouin tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Is it easy to dig a well for all these people?
Heck no.
Dude, it takes a long time.
They're deep.
Can you imagine you're in the middle of the wilderness desert and you have to dig until you find water?
Just digging a 6-inch hole takes a minute.
It's hard ground.
Yeah.
And it takes a major effort in order to find water.
Yeah.
Right? So when you dig a well, what does that mean?
You're there for a while.
You're going to be staying there for a while because
Yeah.
you don't just dig wells all the time. All right. It takes a long time and a lot of effort. So that means they're staying there for a while. Okay. They're going to live here for a bit.
Yep.
Okay. That's what that means. Okay. All right. Then we're going to skip on to Genesis 27 and we'll do the Isaac blesses Jacob. Okay. Very controversial passage to some people. It's not that controversial in my eyes, but it shows a lot about the character of Jacob. It also shows about Rebekah believing the Lord and in some ways trying to press what the Lord's going to do. Okay, and we'll see. We as men, we like to do that. We like to act as the Lord sometimes. And so in this case, that's what Rebekah's kind of doing. It works out fine. It's not like a Hagar and Abraham situation, which was the same thing. Them trying to make themselves God and pressing what they thought the Lord was trying to do. Okay, putting themselves in the place of God instead of letting God do it. They're trying to do it themselves. So, anyway, in this case, it works out. Verse 1: When Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he probably got cataracts.
Yeah,
there's no cataract surgeons back then. So if you get cataracts and you go blind, you can't see. Okay. He called Esau his older son and said to him, "My son." And he answered, "Here I am." He said, "Behold, I am old. I do not know the day of my death. Now then, take your weapons and your quiver and your bow and go out to the field and hunt game for me and prepare for me delicious food." I like delicious food too.
Yeah.
"Such as I love, and bring it to me so that I may eat, that my soul may bless you before I die." Okay. So he doesn't know when he's going to die. He must not be feeling good that day.
Yeah.
All right. So he's gone blind. And he wants delicious food, such that I love. I like that too.
Yeah, same.
No problem with that. "Bring it to me to eat, so that my soul may bless you before I die." All right. Verse 5. Rivka's dropping eaves.
Yes, she is.
All right.
She is dropping
She's listening.
eaves.
Was listening when Isaac spoke to his son Esau. So when Esau went to the field to hunt for game and bring it, Rivka said to her son Jacob, "I heard your father speak to your brother Esau. Bring me game and prepare for me delicious food, that I may eat and bless you before the Lord before I die." Verse 8. "Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice as I command you." So she's scheming here. All right. Verse 9. "Go to the flock and bring me 2 good young goats, so that I may prepare from them delicious food for your father, such as he loves. And you shall bring it to your father to eat, so that he may bless you before he dies." Verse 11. "But Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, my brother Esau is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man." All right? He was hairy from birth. It's just crazy. I still can't get over that. Right?
Yeah.
"And I'm a smooth man. Perhaps my father will feel me, and I shall seem to be mocking him and bring a curse upon myself and not a blessing." His mother said to him, Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice and go bring them to me." Okay. So he went and took them and brought them to his mother, and his mother prepared delicious food, such as his father loved. Then Rebekah took the best garments of Esau, her older son, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And the skins of the young goats she put on his hands and the smooth part of his neck. And she put the delicious food and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. So he went into his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here I am. Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn. I've done as you told me. Now sit up and eat my game, that your soul may bless me." All right. So he lied. Right? He's a deceiver.
Yep.
Okay. But Isaac said to his son, "How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son?" He answered, Because the Lord your God granted me success." Then Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come near, that I may feel you, my son, to know whether you are really my son Esau or not." So Jacob went near to Isaac his father, who felt him and said, "The voice is Jacob's voice. He ain't dumb. But the hands are the hands of Esau." And he did not recognize him because his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him and he said, "Are you really my son Esau?" And he answered, "I am." Again, he lies, straight up lies. Okay. Then he said, "Bring it near to me, that I may eat of my son's game and bless you." So he brought it near to him, and he ate. And he brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Come near and kiss me, my son." So he came near and kissed him, and Isaac smelled the smell of his garments and blessed him and said, the smell of my son is the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you all the dew of heaven and of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let the people serve you and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be everyone who blesses you. As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, all right, so let's stop there. Both he and his mom are liars.
Sneaky.
Okay. How do we reconcile gaining something? Because again, this is not blessing of the Lord here. Okay. This is blessing of man.
Yeah.
It's important in their culture. It's important in their society. How do we reconcile Jacob and who he became, God choosing him and blessing him, with this lifestyle of deception, straight up lying to his father in order to gain something to advance himself in his subculture of family? How do we reconcile that?
Well, it's actually pretty simple. It's God uses the sin of man for his purposes. I mean, we'll get to it later, but one of the most famous ones is Joseph and his brothers. When Joseph says to them in Genesis 50, "What you meant for evil, God meant for good, to bring about the salvation of his people." So, I mean, it's the same thing here.
Yes. Should we force the hand of God and try to wiggle our way in? Should we lie in? Hey, whatever's necessary to achieve God's purpose. I mean, that's what. There's so many ideologies that have used that.
Of course.
That idea.
Of course.
To use evil in order to. I mean, that's what the Crusades were.
Yeah.
We're just going to go and kill everybody and
take back our land.
Yeah, take back the land for God.
Yeah.
For God and country.
Yep.
Yeah, no. That's not how God works.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't sin in order to do something for God.
Right.
All right? Now, the opposite side of that is, if you sin, can you not be used by God?
Thankfully, yes, we can.
Yeah, it's because nobody would ever be used by God if that were the case, okay?
Right, exactly.
So Rebecca and Jacob are sinful. They're sinners.
Yep.
Okay? They do wrong things to gain something for themselves. Okay? Rebecca loves Jacob. She wants the best for him. She must not be that close to Esau. We don't know. It doesn't say. But it says she loves Jacob. So she wants the best for her son that she loves, right? And so she's trying to get him the blessing. He's already got the birthright. That was Esau's fault, really.
Yep.
Jacob just took advantage took advantage of him in a weak moment. Again, it was a weak moment. He should not have done that. You don't prey on people at their weakest points.
Of course not.
Okay. But it was Esau's sin also. So it was both Jacob preying on him, but also Esau.
He cared more about his belly.
Cared more about. I mean, he was dying. Drama queen. He was dying, so he had to have that stew right now. So he sold something that's really important in the family context, in order to get it. In order to get a bowl of red stew. Eat them. Okay. But the Lord can use, in our sin, can use a person, an individual, a country, whatever it may be, even through sin, to accomplish what His will be.
Yeah.
And we'll see that in the life of Jacob. Okay, thankfully. Okay?
Yeah.
That zeal, that ambition, the Lord can use those personality traits, that zeal and ambition that Jacob has in his life. He doesn't want to just be the second-born son.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's a good quality. You want to be the best you can be. No problem with that. And the Lord uses that to make him Israel. later. We'll see that.
That's right.
All right. Verse 30. As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, when Jacob had scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, Esau, his brother, came in from his hunting. He also prepared delicious food and brought it to his father. I love it. It always says preparing delicious food.
Man,
Not just food.
There must have been some good cooks.
They must have been. And brought it to his father. And he said to his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's game, that you may bless me. His father Isaac said to him, who are you? He answered,
That is weird.
I am your son, your firstborn Esau. Then Isaac trembled very violently. He realized he had been had.
Yep.
And said, who was it that hunted game and brought it to me, and I ate it before you came? And I blessed him. Yes, and he shall be blessed. As soon as Esau heard the words of his father, he cried out with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. Esau, man, I mean, he's a tough guy out, but he's a drama queen and he's a whiner. But he said, your brother came deceitfully, and he's taken away your blessing. So he's got his birthright, and now he has his blessing. Okay. Esau said, is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has cheated me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing. Then he said, have you not reserved a blessing for me? Isaac answered and said to Esau, behold, I have made him lord over you, and all his brothers I have given to him for servants, and with grain and wine I have sustained him. What then can I do for you, my son? Esau said to his father, have you but one blessing, my father? Bless me even also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Then Isaac his father answered and said to him, behold, away from the fatness of the earth shall your dwelling be, and away from the dew of heaven on high. So he's given both of them. He said that will be given to Jacob, right? By your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you shall break his yoke from your neck. All right, let's stop there for just a minute. There's lots of sin in this story. There's more that we haven't even talked about. Okay, a lot of people don't think about it from this perspective. What about the sin of we talked about some of Rebecca being deceitful and trying to gain something for her son instead of for Esau, which was rightfully his. But what about Rebecca not telling Isaac about the prophecy that the Lord gave to her? What if I mean, listen, the Lord has appeared and talked to Isaac, okay? He might have appeared and talked to Abraham while Isaac was a boy. We don't know. I mean, it's possible. All right, so if Rebecca just goes to Isaac and say, hey, listen, the Lord just came to me, and he said that Jacob's the one that's supposed to be the greatest, all right? He's the one that's supposed to get the blessing. Remember what Jacob did later with Ephraim and Manasseh? It happens. You know, they do things differently sometimes from tradition. And then Isaac went to the Lord and inquired and said, hey, is this what I'm supposed to do? What would have happened?
The Lord would have said, yes.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. Bless Jacob instead. Do that.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen, because that's what the Lord's will was, right? But they didn't. None of these people are doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Okay. The husband and wife don't talk.
Right.
All right. She has a revelation from the Lord, and she doesn't even go and tell Isaac. Isaac talks and walks with the Lord.
Yeah.
And he doesn't go and ask the Lord about his own sons, what he's supposed to do with them.
Yeah.
I mean, these are major issues in the family that none of these people are doing the right thing. Esau is, weak of character, only cares about the temporal gratification, self-gratification of these temporal desires, right?
Correct.
He's a whiner. When things don't go right, he whines and complains, right?
That's what it seems.
There's lots of character flaws in these people. Do we see that?
Yeah.
All right. It's not just Jacob being Yaakov. So Isaac can say, "Oh, what a deceitful Yaakov you are." Well, he was, but you also didn't do what you're supposed to do, bro.
Yeah.
Go talk to the Lord.
Yeah.
Inquire. You walk and talk with him. He appears to you. Go ask him what you're supposed to be doing.
That's a good.
Talk to your daggone wife.
That's a good point. I mean, you would think that if Isaac is walking with the Lord, that the Lord would have said, "Hey, I already talked to your wife about this, but you're supposed to bless Jacob instead." You would think.
My brothers and sisters, listen to this. What Brad just said. If the Lord gives you a revelation, okay, and he says, this is going to happen, he doesn't really work in that way.
Well,
sometimes he does.
It's in his word, is our revelation.
Yeah. But if the Lord gives you something that you're to share with others, share it. My gosh. My goodness, share it. Okay? That's what the Great Commission is.
Yeah.
He's given you a revelation. You're supposed to share it. You're not supposed to keep it secret in your heart. Okay?
Amen.
Like Rebecca did. She kept this secret in her heart for selfish gain.
Yeah.
To help her son that she loved.
Yeah.
She didn't tell Isaac. If she would have told Isaac, it would have changed the whole dynamic of this whole relationship. All right? Do we understand that?
Yep.
This is not just Rebecca and Jacob with their character flaws. Everybody ain't doing, none of these people are doing the right thing.
Right.
Okay? So, family units, families, share with each other, love each other, talk to each other, communicate with each other, pray with each other.
Yeah.
Pray to the Lord with each other. That's the beauty of our relationships that we can have now, is we're more open to do this, and we can do these things. Okay, share what the Lord's putting in your heart. Okay, work through your spiritual things together.
Yeah.
All right, so that these type situations don't happen.
Amen.
Let the Lord's will be done, not with deceit and sin,
but with obedience.
Yep. So that's one of the main things I take away from this story, this blessing story. Okay, none of them are doing the right thing. All right, everybody blames Jacob, and that's the superficial thing. It's easy to blame him for being Yaakov.
Yeah,
but it's everybody.
Yeah,
they all screwed up. Okay, all right.
Well said.
And guess what? It's over, right? Sin, the Lord strikes you down, everything dies. Israel's dead, no more.
No,
the Lord uses them even through this screwed up family situation. All right.
Again, thankfully he does.
Okay. Verse 41. Now Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to himself, the days of mourning for my father are approaching. Then I will kill my brother Jacob.
Shocker that he's upset.
But the words of Esau, her older son, were told to Rebekah. So she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, behold, your brother Esau comforts himself about you by planning to kill you. Now, therefore go, son, obey my voice, arise and flee to Laban, my brother in Haran, and stay with him for a while, until your brother's fury turns away, until your brother's anger turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send and bring you from there. Why should I bereft you, of you both in one day? Why should I be bereft of you both in one day? When I said that didn't make any sense. Then Rebekah said to Isaac, I loathe my life because of the Hittite women. If Jacob, at least she's going to talk to him.
Yeah, right.
That's good. If Jacob marries one of these Hittite women like these, one of the women of the land, what good will my life be to me?
But she's still being deceitful, like trying to come up with a reason to send him away.
Right.
Instead of just saying it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Esau's trying to kill him. Can we just send him away and get him a wife somewhere that's in our family?
Yeah.
We can kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Dude, just talk to each other. My gosh. What's it going to hurt?
Yeah.
And what's Isaac going to say? No, I want him to stay here so they can fight it out. Maybe.
Yeah, but
I don't think the Lord would have let that happen.
No.
The Lord's not going to let Esau kill Jacob.
No, of course not.
So something's going to happen. Anyway. Okay. So then, that's chapter 27. Chapter 28. All right. This is the good stuff here. Then Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and directed him, you must not take a wife from the Canaanite women. Okay. So here's the thing that's confusing.
Yeah.
Rebecca's talking about Hittite women.
Yep.
Okay. And Isaac's talking about Canaanite women. They live in Canaan, right? Mm-hmm. So they live among the Canaanites. They're Western Semitic peoples that are pagan. All right. So they serve the Lord. They don't serve the Canaanite gods, the pagan gods. So who are the Hittites? Well, the Hittites are another people that are in the land also. Okay. So I think most people think when she says Hittites, she's talking about just other peoples in general. So all the people of the land.
Basically any pagan people in the land.
It might be that where they live, there's a lot of Hittites that live there.
Yeah.
You know, Hittites are from, like modern day Turkey, right?
I got
the
you.
northern part of Turkey. All right. So that's where the Hittites were from. And we know they existed. We have archaeological evidence of them. So one of the interesting things is the Hittites are mentioned a lot in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
And for a long time, there was no archaeological evidence of Hittites. So people kept saying, skeptical people, oh, well, the Bible just makes up these people that don't exist. Yeah. And then we discovered lots and lots of archaeological evidence about Hittites all over the world, and boom, the Bible's saying something true again.
Yeah.
So anyway, we think that she's just using Hittite as a generalization of the people. Probably some Hittites live close to them. And
yeah, that's possible.
And that's why she's saying that, but she's saying Canaanites in general. And again, Isaac's lived in this area longer, 40 years longer than Rebecca.
Yeah.
So, he knows it's Canaanite. So he's just using the proper word because he's been around more Canaanites than she has. That it's confusing to some people. That's probably the simple answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Some people use that as a contradiction. Come on, it's not a contradiction.
No, it's not a contradiction.
Okay. You must not take a wife from the Canaanite women. Verse 2. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take as your wife from there one of the daughters of Lavan, your mother's brother, who wants to marry him to one of his cousins.
Yeah.
Right? Which is a normal
Very
thing
normal.
that happens in tribal people.
Yep.
Okay. God Almighty blesses you God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may become a company of peoples. May he give the blessing of Abraham to you and to your offspring with you, that you may take possession of the land of your sojournings that God gave to Abraham. All right, so he's conferring upon Jacob the blessing of Abraham.
Yeah.
Okay, not Esau, Jacob. Okay. So what happened between chapter 27 and chapter 28?
Somebody talked. They actually communicated with each other. Finally.
I mean, why didn't they just do that in the beginning?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't say they talked. I mean, they talked to each other. They did talk to each other, but they had to have been talking about the revelation that the Lord gave to Rebecca, right? They had to, because because Isaac's completely changed his attitude towards Jacob. Instead of being the deceiver that he doesn't love, he's now conferring the blessing of Abraham. He's seeing whatever something happened between chapter 27 and 28.
Yeah.
We saw that Rebecca actually started talking to him.
Yep.
So maybe they talked about other things that's not recorded.
Yep.
Maybe she shared the revelation that the Lord gave to her. We don't know, but his attitude changed, okay? And now he's conferring the blessing of Abraham onto Jacob, okay?
Yeah.
His eyes are open somehow. Verse 5, Then Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padan Aram to Laban, the son of Bethuel the Aramean, the brother of Rivkah, Jacob, and Esau's mother. Okay, so he goes to his uncle's house, Laban. So it's interesting. Again, we're always trying to learn about things. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the story, but Laban, what does that mean? In Semitic languages, Laban.
Is it a bait or a va? It is a
Lavan. But in Arabic it would be Laban.
Oh, it's yogurt.
Yeah, it's like white. It means white.
Oh,
That's what it means. Like Lebanon means white.
Yeah.
Means the white land because of the white mountains. His name is Levan, like white.
That must be an older, because modern Arabic they would say Baith, but I mean not Baith, but
No. Of course, but
That's interesting.
Proto-Semitic,
Of
it's
course.
Lebanon that's white, right?
That's cool.
And
Well, it is funny because the word for yogurt is Lebanon, but it is
and
white
because it's white. That's
Yeah.
why it's called. That's why
That's
it's
funny.
called Lebanon. Yep. So anyway, that's just an interesting.
That is
tidbit,
interesting.
I thought that's what his name means. I always like to look at the names.
That's cool.
All right. Verse 10, chapter 28. Jacob left Beersheba again and went to Haran. So he's leaving the land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's leaving the land that was the land of the promise to go somewhere else, back to the That's another pagan land.
Yep.
Okay. And he came to a certain place and stayed there that night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down in the place to sleep. So I've always found this interesting. People that like camp outdoors a lot and sleep outdoors a lot, they can just sleep on the ground with rocks as pillows. Isn't that interesting?
That's what it seems. That's definitely what he did.
Man, I'm glad we have soft beds and pillows.
I like a firm pillow, but not that firm.
Not a rock.
No.
Not a rock pillow.
No. Not at all.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was interesting.
It is.
Verse 12. And he dreamed, and behold, there was a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord your God, the God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie, I will give to you and to your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south, and in you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go and will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Okay? Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I didn't know it. And he was afraid and said, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. So early in the morning, Jacob took the stone, his pillow, okay, that he had put under his head, and set it up for a pillar, and poured oil on the top of it. He called the name of the place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz at first. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me the bread to eat and clothing to wear, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. And this stone which I have set up as a pillar shall be God's house, and of all that you give me, I will give you a full tenth to you. So he started tithing after that, just like Abraham. Okay, let's go back.
It's always one of the most interesting stories in all the Bible.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's leaving, and he gets to this place. Okay, places are important to God. Why? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. But there are certain places that the Lord holds holy, and we'll see this. We'll see this throughout our studies. Okay, this particular place, okay, is Bethel. Okay, it's going to eventually be. It was the place where, close to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Okay, Mount Moriah, where Isaac. This is tradition, okay?
Yeah.
Mount Har Moriah, where Isaac was going to be sacrificed by his father.
Right.
Okay, it's the same place. Remember, the angel of the Lord spoke to him on the mountain, and this is a specific place. And later we'll see, and Jacob calls it Bethel, and later we'll see them try to look when we get back 500 years later. When they're coming back from Egypt and Joshua conquers the land, he looks for this place, okay? And they found another Bethel somewhere else because they couldn't find it because the Jebusites in the meantime had occupied this place. So they don't defeat the Jebusites, okay? They had fortified the city, the place, so they don't defeat the Jebusites. So they found another Beit El north of this.
Gotcha.
Close, but north of.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk. It's very controversial. A lot of people don't agree with that, but that's one theory that some people, scholars, theologians, archaeologists, people like that think. So it's debated, but we'll talk about some of those things. I'm going to read something. So. Okay. So. On his way out, he comes to a place. So cosmic geography. All right, we'll see this theme over and over in the Bible. All right, cosmic geography. There's these certain places that the Lord holds holy. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Why? In this land, in Jerusalem, there's probably more beautiful places in the world. There's more fruitful place. I mean, we know there's more fruitful places for agriculture in the world. Yeah. So why does he choose this place?
We don't know.
We don't know, but he does.
Yeah.
Okay, he does. It's a very special place, and what he's going to establish there is kind of a type of what's happening in heaven. Okay, so we see throughout the Bible these places and things that are type. That's part of prophecy is typology, right? So it's the author of Hebrews kind of says it's a like foreshadowing.
Yeah.
It's a typology of what's happening in heaven. Like the tabernacle and the temple are types of the altar in heaven, of God's house in heaven. Is a tabernacle or a temple really a place where God is going to dwell and live? Okay, if the heavens are his dwelling and the earth his footstool, is he going to live in a little tent or in a little house that's built with rocks?
No, of course not.
It's a type of his dwelling in the heavens, in heaven, in his place. Okay? So this place, for some reason, is very special to the Lord, and it's a place over and over again that we're going to see him meet with people, a place where they can have some kind of relationship with God. And we see this. Why do we, this is the first time we see this spiritual portal type thing happening. All right?
Yeah.
So this is what's happening. All right? He dreams, verse 12. Jacob dreams, and he sees a ladder set up on the earth. Okay, and the top of it reaches to heaven. Okay, so why did the ancients, and we see this across cultures, okay, set up temples with ziggurat type pyramid structures with steps going all the way up to a man-made mountain? Why do they build that? Again, this is cross-cultural. Yeah, this happens in many different cultures. East, West, the Americas.
Yeah.
All over the place. We see these same type structures, these ziggurat type structures. That's what he's dreaming. It's not an actual ladder. Okay. It's not like a ladder where we're climbing up on a roof. All right. It's a ziggurat type staircase that goes up to the heavens. Okay. Why do men build these things? Because they have seen certain places and been revealed that the portals, the ways in which the spiritual beings come back and forth to earth to interact with people is at these type places. Mm-hmm. Jacob sees this with his eyes in a dream. He didn't see it with his eyes. He sees it in a dream, this portal type place with a ziggurat type structure that goes up to the heavens. And the spiritual beings, the Elohim, are coming up and down from the place.
Yep.
Okay. And it calls them in verse 12, Melechei Elohim, the angels of God. Okay. We're ascending and descending on it. Okay. So he sees the ladder. Now, it doesn't say in his dream where he sees himself.
No.
It doesn't say. He could be down on the earth and he sees looking up. He could be up and he's looking down.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
We don't know.
Because in different dreams, people can be in different places. Mm-hmm. We don't know. It doesn't say. But it does say, listen, the Lord, and behold, verse 13, and behold, the Lord stood above it and said, okay, it doesn't say.
It's very important.
It's very important. Why does it say he stood above it? So he's at the top, okay, where the penultimate place of this ziggurat type structure. Why is he standing at the very top of it?
Well, because their cultures that's where the gods lived.
That's where the gods were.
Yeah.
They lived there. Okay.
Yep.
Their dwelling was at the top of the mountains, the top of the heavens. Okay.
Top of these ziggurats.
And this Lord, Yahweh, is the Lord of the heavens. He created all the heavens and earth, as we know. That's what we believe. That's throughout the Bible. We see that, right? So there is this portal type structure where these spiritual beings, it says Melechei Elohim, can go back up and down from the heavenly realms into the earthly realm. Okay? Yep. And the Lord, is he down there? He's standing at the top of it because he's the Lord of it. Amen. Okay?
Yeah. Now,
is Jacob up there with him and he's talking to him like this, or is Jacob down at the bottom and he's talking to him down? We don't know.
No.
It doesn't really say. And it would just be a guess to say it. I'm saying he's at the top in the heavens with the Lord. Okay? But it's just speculation.
Yeah.
Right? I could be right or wrong.
It does seem like he's like having a personal conversation with him.
Yeah, so it's not like he's shouting out, I am the Lord. I mean, he could be, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants to. But anyway, it sounds like it's a conversation, because, again, this is a very special blessing he's given him.
Correct.
It's not just a proclamation way down there at the end of the table, right?
Right.
So I am, again, these same things over and over again. I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. So I am Yahweh.
Yeah.
Okay? I am Yahweh. I was, I am, I will be. I was, I am, I will be. Haya, Hove, Iye. Yahweh. Okay? The God of Abraham, living, your father, and the God of Isaac, who still alive. The land on which you lie, I will give you to you and to your offspring. Okay? So this covenant is being renewed with Jacob, just like Isaac had known was going to happen somehow, because he actually listened either to the Lord or to Rebekah.
Yeah.
Okay? So he gives them the promise of the land. He's got the promise of your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, the promise of the offspring, and you shall spread abroad into the east, west, and the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Right? So the Abrahamic covenant has three parts: the blessing, land, and people from your own body. All right?
Yep.
He passed that on to Isaac. We just read that an hour ago.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Land, people, blessing. And now the Lord is conferring that blessing, the same blessing, on to Jacob. Okay? This usurper, this grabber of the heel, Yaakov, even though he has a deceitful personality, the Lord is going to use him as the blessing that he intends to have. Okay? Verse 15. Behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go and will bring you back to this land. Okay? So it's a promise. For I will not leave you until I've done what I promised you. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep. So this is a actual dream. Okay?
Yeah.
This is a revelation in a dream. This is not necessarily a physical thing. Maybe it is. I mean, maybe he's in I don't know. He's asleep though.
Seems like
it's probably just a dream. Surely the Lord is in this place, and I didn't know it. Yes, well said.
Right.
He is. I mean, obviously, Captain Obvious. And he was afraid and said, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the Beit El, the house of God, and this is the gate to heaven. He realizes there's some kind of this is a special spiritual place.
Yep.
Okay? It's a portal type thing where the spiritual beings can come down from the heavenly realms, okay? It's a means by which they can enter into the physical earthly realms.
So this reminds me of in John 1 when Jesus is talking to his disciples, and he kind of reveals that he's fulfilling that vision that Jacob just had. He says, Nathanael said to him, this is starting in verse 48, Nathanael said to him, how do you know me? Because Jesus had called him from afar. And said, how do you know me? Jesus said, before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you. Nathanael answered, Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel. Jesus answered him, because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You will see greater things than these. And he, Jesus, said to him, truly I say to you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man. Because they knew, I mean, when he says that, they knew exactly what he was talking about, because they knew that story, of course.
There are these places that, all right, so to us, there's places where we can see this happening, right? There's special places. We don't know where they all are, but they're places that the Lord chooses for that to be. We see weird spiritual phenomena that happens all over the earth and in places. Yeah. Why? Because there are these places where these spiritual beings go from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. Yeah. Okay? That's how it is. With Jesus, it can happen anywhere. Yep. Why?
Because he is the way to the Father.
He's the one that created these portals.
Yeah.
All right. He is Yahweh that's standing at the top of the ladder. I am the Lord.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying right there. Yeah. He is the connection between all the spiritual realm and the physical realm. Yeah. Literally the connection between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, because he's both God, Yahweh, and he's both man incarnate.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's what he's saying. That's a great point. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay. So then he sets up this pillar. That's what they did.
Yeah, and Ebenezer, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Ebenezer.
Mm-hmm. Ebenezer.
Okay. So when Jacob is leaving to go, he's he's blessed by his father. All right. He encounters this place, and this is called a sulam. These ladder structures, sulam. Okay. So what is sulam? Well, it could be like the Akkadian similtu, meaning ladder or staircase, like a ziggurat staircase, like from the Akkadian similtu, okay? Which is back like that step pyramid. That's how most people take it nowadays, okay?
I got you.
It could mean a ramp, a road, or a path, okay? Like mesilah, or way from one place to another. Both really could be this. It's the same thing. All right. So if it's that mesilah or like a sulam, the similtu, it could be either one. So like a ziggurat staircase or a road or path between heaven and earth. Okay. So that's kind of the same thing. The angels of God. Okay. Melechei Elohim. Okay. This is similar to him encountering spiritual beings on his way back. Okay, so it's real important when he's leaving this place, he encounters the Lord, Yahweh, spiritual beings, okay? These Melechei Elohim and Yahweh himself, okay? When he comes back, which we'll see later, he's also going to encounter these Melechei Elohim. Why? Because this is a very significant event. Okay, why did the Lord say, "I will be with you, and I will make sure I bring you back to this place"?
Yeah.
Why did he say that? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. He's just going to get a wife, and then he's coming back. Yeah. No big deal, right? Well, he's going to stay for more than 14 years.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't know that because the white guy over there, Lavan, is
also deceitful.
He's a deceiver too, right? So the whole family must be.
Yeah, right. Runs in the family. Okay. So why do you think what's the significance of them like going up and down? It's like, I don't know if that important. I know that's because they're passing back and forth, but I don't know. It just seems interesting that it specifically says
so
ascending and descending.
Ascending first and afterwards descending. These angels accompanying him in the land. They don't leave to go outside the land. So ascended to heaven, and angels of outside the land ascended to accompany them outside. So it's like a shift change. Again, this isn't biblical.
Right.
But this is what people think.
Yeah.
Again, there's these special places, these spiritual beings, these spiritual beings are assigned to certain places.
Yeah.
Okay? So these spiritual beings are assigned to him in the land. As he's leaving, they're going up. Their job's finished. They don't. It's a shift change. So it's like the ones that are guarding him here, they just go take a break now, right? They're off. They clock out.
Go to the break
because he's about to leave, and the ones that are taking him to Lavan's house are clocking in. That's what people think. Is that really what happened? Well, we don't know, but we do see in the Bible spiritual territory. Like these certain spiritual beings are assigned to these specific territories, and we see that over and over again. All right, that's why these gods only protect these certain lands. That's why the people think that, right? Because they have this idea of these territorial spirits. Okay.
Well, I mean, I cannot believe I can't remember the exact place, but where it says the Lord assigned Elohim to.
Yeah, that's Deuteronomy 32.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, that makes sense.
So we have cosmic geography.
Yeah.
Where we have these territorial spiritual beings that are assigned to certain places. Yeah. All right, and they live here, and again, we see it over and over again in the Bible. The people believe that, and we see these angels, they're clocking out, and maybe clocking in to go with them to go to Laban's house. Maybe.
That's kind of cool to think about.
I mean, that may be kind of what's happening.
Okay.
So after seeing the sulam, the ladder or the ramp, Yahweh speaks directly to Jacob and introduces himself as the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and tells him that the land on which he sleeps will be a blessing to all other. Will spread in all different directions. All right, This is an interesting thing. So he says they're going to spread to the north, the south, the east, and the west.
That's everywhere.
What do you think that means? Is the nation state of Israel east, north, south, east, and west? It's this little bitty place.
Yeah.
I mean, this little tiny place. Yeah. So what does that mean?
I mean, this side of the New Testament, it's a spiritual blessing of God for God's people.
All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore to
the nations,
all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them all that I've commanded you, and know that I will be with you all. And know that I will be with you always. What did the Lord just say to Jacob? I will be with you to the end of the age. That's what Jesus is. That's what this is. This is the Great Commandment.
Yeah.
I mean, the Great Commission.
Yeah.
This is the Great Commission. Your blessing will be north, south, east, and west.
Yep.
Your blessing will be north, south, east, and west to all nations, and I will be with you. That's what this is. Taking this righteousness. Remember, that's what Abraham's commission was. You take this righteousness and you take it and be a blessing to every nation.
Amen.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. This point is the Great Commission. North, south, east, and west, and I will be with you. That's exactly what Jesus said in Matthew 28.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said.
100%.
Boom.
Very nice.
I will be with you. I will protect you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I've done what I promised you.
Yeah. Well, that's a great way to close out that episode, Nathan. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining us as always. And we will, please, we would love for you to comment. If you have questions for us, please ask them. It's about time to do another comment episode, I think, Nathan.
Ooh, I love those.
Matt will compile some good ones for us, I'm sure.
Good comments, Matt.
Good and bad. We read them all. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Covenants and Kingdoms. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Very nice.